Hi, everybody. We're going to talk about working on the transition between chords on the ukulele. This is really challenging for all of us to make these transitions smooth and not herky-jerky. And I find a technique that works for me is to choose two chords and to go back and forth between each chord until the transition is smooth. And there's a really neat trick that a friend of mine who teaches guitar showed me, and I want to share it with you. Well, the two chords that we're going to use are a D7 and a G7, a real common chord transition in the world of ukulele. And I'm going to make my D7 with my middle finger and my ring finger, finger number 2, number 3. Remember, the fingering is thumb, 1, 2, 3, 4 with the ukulele. So even though many of us learn to make a D7 using these two fingers, today we're going to use a different fingering, and I'm going to show you why. We're using the middle and the ring, and all the work is all in the second fret. So the middle finger goes on the G string, remember G, C, E, A. And then the ring finger goes on the E string, like so. And you notice that I have my fingers very close to this line. It's called a fret wire, because that's the sweet spot in frets. If I bring my fingers over here, for example, I'm still in the right fret, but listen, it thuds, because I'm out of the sweet spot. So I have to push harder to get it to work, or I move my fingers back into the sweet spot like that. So we really want to concentrate on getting our fingers in the right place in the fret. Now, the next chord is going to be a G7. So what I'm going to do is take this form, these two fingers, and I'm going to bring them down a string like that. You see? Here's the D7, and I just bring it down a string like that. So now my middle finger is on the C string, and my ring finger's on the A string. What do we have to do to turn this into a G7? Just take that finger that's floating around here, the index finger, I'm going to go to the first fret, and it's the E string, and we have our G7 chord. See, I test out my chords not by strumming, because I can't differentiate the sound. They go by too fast. I use my thumb to strum down very slowly, and here that's pretty. And then what do we do to get back to the D7? Okay, I'm going to release my index, and I'm going to bring these two fingers back up. Really nice transition with that fingering. But if you're just learning it, it's going to be choppy. So how do we work through that? Now remember, when we're playing music in 4/4 time, that means there's 4 beats in this little space of time called a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. We always want to practice to play in the pocket, to play in tempo, because it reinforces our sense of rhythm. So what we're working towards is this: 1, 2, 3, 4, G7. But if you're just starting out, this is probably what's happening to you. D7, G7, okay, D7. That's the way it is when we're starting off. So how do we smooth that out? So let me show you this technique that my friend showed me. Counting 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to strum down only on the first beat. That's called the downbeat, by the way, and it grounds us into each measure. We kind of like sticking our feet into the sand of each measure and the pulse of the song. So I'm just going to strum down with my thumb on the first beat. And then the other 3 beats are rests. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, then that G7. 2, 3, 4, again. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So you can see what we're doing is we're allowing ourselves a lot of extra time to make that chord change within the tempo. And while I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, look at how my fingers, because I've done this a gazillion times, my fingers are beginning to hover over the next form. They're just thinking for themselves. Muscle memory. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, they're already ahead of the game. So now the next part of this exercise, make it a little bit more challenging, is that we would strum down on the first 2 beats and leave ourselves 2 beats of rest. So it would be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. And if you can't quite do this yet, go back to where you only play 1 time and have 3 rests. So now we make it a little bit more challenging by strumming down on the first 3 beats and allowing ourselves only 1 rest in between the chords. So it would look and sound like this. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. And then we get to where we play all 4 beats. So it would be D7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And hopefully by the time you get to here, you've woodshedded enough that we can make these transitions smoothly. So we're going to go through the exercise together, and I've got a little drum app on my phone. I have it just as a basic rock beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're at 95 beats per minute. So let me count us down. Remember again, it's D7 to G7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, G7, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Do this for as long as you have to get this smoothly. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And when you're ready, now we're going to play for the first 2 beats. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what's next? We're going to play for the first 3 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, rest. 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 And graduation, as if there's graduation. There's no graduation in music. We just keep climbing the learning curve. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. One more time. That may have been a little bit too fast for you, so hopefully you're using some kind of metronome. It really helps make us better musicians to work within the pocket of the rhythm of a song and a rhythm of an exercise. Again, I was doing it at 95. You might even want to slow it down to 75, so it feels a little bit more comfortable for you. Good luck and have a great time learning your chord transitions. Thanks for watching.